Mark Connolly and Rick Ray are registered representatives and financial advisors with Park Avenue Securities, a registered broker deal and investment advisor. The information you will hear on this show is for information purposes only, and individual situations vary. The information should be relied upon only when coordinated with individual professional advice.
Do you think there are forces out there that are keeping you from achieving your financial goals? Deep in your heart, do you believe the game may be rigged against you? If you do, you need to listen to Big Money, Big Daddy with Mark Connolly and Rick Ray. They'll teach you how to avoid Big Daddy's wealth-destroying tactics. The Big Money, Big Daddy show starts right now.
All right, you are listening to the Big Money, Big Daddy show this Thursday afternoon, and today this is Mark Conley, and I'm flying solo. I guess they just wanted me to go at it, and so today I think I'm just going to talk about something that's very exciting, and it is a financial matter when you look at how big it is from a money standpoint, but it's the NFL football season is starting. And I am so excited, I just can't help but bring it up. And we've already got college football going, and that's exciting in and of itself. And, now that we got the NFL going, got the game tonight. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess I should probably talk about some financial planning matters, too, since that's probably why you tuned into the show. But, hey, football is big money, and this is Big Money, Big Daddy, after all. Nevertheless, we'll see who wins tonight. Got Panthers, we got Broncos, kind of the rematch of the Super Bowl, although, as our producer says, there's no more, no Peyton Manning there. He is shopping with his coupons, and as the commercials say, but it still should be exciting to see kind of what's going to take place with those teams. And what's going to take place with the Texans? I mean, can we say, do we have a quarterback? Is that intact? And then I know it's a Houston show, but I've always got to talk about my beloved Dallas Cowboys that nobody in this town likes for the most part. There's a few of you out there. There's probably even a few of you listening right now. So hail to you. We will see how they do without Romo. So that'll be interesting as well. But anyways, enough about that. I think that you have tuned in to learn about some financial planning. We have had some just fantastic shows over the last few weeks. We've really talked, we've had some entrepreneurs that have been on the show discussing how they made it and how their businesses were built. We had Consolidated Mills on. We had a chance to have Corey Construction on. We had Mariplex, and all those companies just have fabulous stories on how they made it, how they've stayed, and how they plan on to keep going. And so I think that's been great. And we've been able to mix a lot of the business exit planning strategies that we do at Wealth Design Group in with all those conversations. And I mean, that's just something that we believe that we can help tremendously. I mean, we come in and we talk to business owners and whether they're starting their businesses or they're about to sell their businesses or about to retire, we're always working with them on what is the exit plan? What things can you be putting in place today that will make it so, number one, if something goes wrong, of course, if there's a sickness, an injury, or a death with within the business with key individuals or owners, what's going to happen there, but also more of what if things go right? What things can you put in place to make sure that you are getting the utmost value for your business, whether you sell it to a competitor at some point or you sell it internally or it passes on in the family to the next generation? That's why we do business exit planning, and we're really good at it, and we just wanted to bring some of those guests on so that you could hear their stories and understand that they have those types of plans in place. And so I think that's been great. We've been covering a lot of investment news and portfolio design and how to do it. So I thought today we'd make a little bit of a transition, kind of get back to some of the basics of financial planning. And it's interesting because I call it the basics because at Wealth Design Group, what we would consider kind of planning 101 items is actually, I would say, pretty advanced for what I see out there in the marketplace. I don't think most financial advisors take into account all the things that we point out to people that you should know. That's just a matter of my opinion from what I see in the marketplace. I haven't done an extensive study or anything on that, but that's just what I see. So I say it how I see it. And I think that we should go in today and give all the listeners clarity of all these different areas that go into making a good financial plan. And then you can kind of think through what you've done and determine, do you have a solid plan? Do you have a plan in place that gives you more confidence or less confidence? Do you have a plan in place that's built on gambling and speculation, luck, or a plan that doesn't involve just pure luck? Okay, nobody knows what the future is, and there'll be ups and downs, but you can add certainty by having appropriate systems in place in our belief, and that's what we're about. There's three, core elements that go into the plan: protection, eradicating exposure to financial threats; organization, making sure that you have an entire organized plan; and then investment planning, capitalizing on opportunities that are out there within your risk range. So we've been talking a lot about those. So let's kind of go into the organization today. I think it'll be a lot of help for people to revisit, especially as we go in here to the end of the year and fall and the holiday season. Maybe you should spend that time getting your plan in place so that you're off and running when we get to 2017, which is amazingly enough will be here before you even know it. So let's talk about what I call your circle of wealth, what you have right now and what you have today. And one of the things that we're always talking to people about is, how do you want to grow the wealth you have? And maybe there's some people out there that you just finished college or you just finished medical school or law school, and right now you've got a negative circle of wealth. Hey, that's okay. You're still trying to get it at least to the 0 point and then grow it. But, what are the strategies? How do you go about doing this? And more times than not, people go to the investment category. Well, you invest money, you get some type of rate of return on your money, and that's how you begin to grow your circle of wealth. That's how you grow your net worth. And of course, that is one of the ways. And of course, we talk about how to do that on this show quite a bit. You can do it with stocks and bonds and mutual funds and real estates and owning a business. There's an infinite number of ways of investments and things you can put your money in and hope that your money grows. No doubt about that. And that should be done properly. But today I'm going to focus a little bit more on what else is there, because there's actually 3 types of money. There's the money you've accumulated or that you will be accumulating, which are those things that I just mentioned that most people think of, and that we do spend a lot of time talking about how to properly do that to get the maximum rate of return possible within a given level of risk. There's systems you can put in place that are designed to achieve that. Nothing, of course, is guaranteed and nothing is promised. But you can use math and science. You can use evidence-based investing to achieve that. But what are the other types of money? What are they? Think through it. Well, there's lifestyle money. Okay? This is money that you use to live your life. It's your lifestyle. Remember the show Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous? I always liked watching that growing up. That was kind of cool. Check out that lifestyle. But I'm assuming that most people listening to this, that is not the lifestyle you're living, and therefore financial planning is important, because you don't just have so much money that it doesn't matter what you do, you'll be fine. You actually need to be efficient with your money, and that is why Big Money, Big Daddy is here to help you. That is part of our mission, to educate, empower, help you understand what you're doing and why, because it's my belief that that's the only way that you might get to taste a little bit of peace of mind. I don't know, just maybe. But what does lifestyle money mean? Well, that means how much money you spending now, how much money you're going to have in retirement. Now, I'm going to give an incredible secret right now on the radio to everybody listening. If you save 20% of your gross income, that will trump anything else. I'm not talking about Trump for president here. I'm talking about Trump. It will better than anything else when it comes to accumulated money. You see, the reason I think sometimes why people focus so much on accumulated money, and I mean, number one, it's more fun, right? Hey, how do you invest money to make return? I mean, and trust me, I get it. I got a huge passion for it. You listen to the show, you know that. But I think we're trying to make up ground. We're bad savers in America as a whole. And I'm sure many people out there listening right now, you're not saving enough. And I don't care if you're making $1 million a year or you're making $50,000 a year. I'm willing to bet as you listen to this, you're going, I'm not saving enough. I should be saving more than because it's natural that human nature is we just adjust to whatever we make and we tend to spend it. I mean, it's how we are. It's how we're built. So one of the things I tell people is that you're so focused on accumulated money because sometimes you didn't save any money and now you're getting close to retirement and it's like you feel like, I got to hit some kind of home run. Well, then, that's no different than saying, I was sitting at the blackjack table, I had $1,000 and now I'm down to 800. So you know what? I know I need to quit, but as soon as I get to my 1,000 back, then I'm going to quit. And then you get down to 600. You know what? I shouldn't have done that. But okay, if I just get back to the 800, then I'm going to quit. You know how the story ends, don't you? Zero, nada, nothing. So that's why I think sometimes we get into this trap. You've got to just be honest with yourself. Take the point you're at. It doesn't matter. Set a goal. How much do you need to save? I just said if you did 20% of your gross income, now the lower your income is, the less of that you have to save if Social Security is in fact there, which is a if statement, all right? But I'm going to I put that out there. I mean, if you're saving 20% of your income, then what rate of return do you actually have to get on your investments to be able to achieve the financial goals that you've set forth? A lot lower rate of return than if you're only saving 5% of your income. In fact, most models we run for people that are only saving 5% of their income, the reality is when you actually look at the numbers, so people just focus on rate of return and they move their money here, they move their money there, and it's all about rate of return. And they never stop to actually run a financial model that shows that if you're only saving 5% of your income, your rate of return is going to need to be, hypothetically 17% per year, every year for the rest of your life for you to keep the lifestyle that you have. Well, guess what? That ain't happening. You're not getting that. And I think if more people looked at that number instead of sticking their head in the sand, they'd realize the problem, it wasn't rate of return. You're not saving enough. Okay? Save 20%, and then that rate of return might come down in the 5, 6, 7% range. Now we're talking about something that we can say we have a good chance of actually delivering. Nothing's guaranteed. Nobody knows the future, but at least you got a chance. So you're saying there's a chance, right? So that's what I am saying. You better get serious, not only about how to invest money and how to accumulate money, but you'd better get serious about how you're living your lifestyle and what you should do. Now, a lot of times we sit down with people and, they might not be saving it up. Maybe they're only saving 10%. But we can find some inefficiencies in their overall financial plan, and we might be able to find another 2 to 5% that we can recoup and invest to increase their overall savings rate. Where do we find that? Well, that's the third type of money. It's called transferred money. So what is transferred money? That's money that you're transferring out of your financial plan. Many times you don't even know it's going out of your financial plan, and many times it's completely unnecessary. So that's what we're looking at. Yes, accumulated money is important. You need to get the highest rate of return for a risk level you're comfortable with. But lifestyle money, you'd better be saving enough. Have you run a model? Do you even know what that needs to be? and then avoid the transferred money, which I'm going to get into those examples and how to avoid those pitfalls when we get in the next segment. But right now, if you don't have a plan and don't know if you're on track to meet your financial goals for college planning, financial independence, give us a call. Let's set up a time just to talk on the phone or come into our office for a face-to-face meeting. 713-826-0426, 713-826-0426. You prefer email? Email us. bmbd@wealthdesigngroup.net, bmbd@wealthdesigngroup.net. Now, for our ongoing things that we're always doing, of course, you got the radio show Thursdays at 1. But we also got our Facebook page. We put great information on there. So please look at Big Money, Big Daddy, the Facebook page. Like it so you get our announcements of the things that we have up and coming. And then if you want to know about our upcoming live coaching events where we talk about everything under the sun that you are concerned with and give you a better outlet than media, just text the keyword daddy to 72727. Big Money, Big Daddy.